Hello Seekers, welcome to Punneit Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. 15th of September. Venus, the planet of love, emotions, the planet of relationships, the guide in the material world, the planet that helps you enjoy the luxury, helps you cherish the moments of life in this realm. Shukra is going combust. And it is not a short duration. It is a combustion until 2nd of December. It is only in 2nd of December when Venus comes out of this state of what you call as Asta, Shukra Asta. Now definitely combustion is not the right word for what is written in Vedic astrology, which is called Asta. Asta means set, out of vision, below the line of horizon. Which means if you go out in the sky, you won't be able to find Venus in the sky because Venus is invisible to your eyes. Venus has gone out of line of sight, which means this is definitely going to impact Venusian zodiac of Libra and Taurus. And Venus ruled nakshatras, which is Purva Falguni, Purva Shadha nakshatra and Bharani nakshatra. Now, if you are born with any planet in these three nakshatras, definitely it is going to affect you greatly. But do you realize what is happening with Venus as combust planet? See, combustion means the planet is not really losing any of the power, but because it is beyond your line of sight, you can't perceive that planet, you can't experience that planet, and any good or bad associated because of that planet, with that planet, you won't be able to enjoy, you won't be able to feel, and it may seem as a surprise, and that can cause a lot of problem. And that is why having a combust planet can sometimes become too risky. The area where this Venus will impact is mostly the relationships, personal life, countries that are ruled by Venus zodiac sign, people who have Venus and Moon conjunction, people who are running Venus Mahadasha, Antardasha, Pratyantardasha, or whose Venus is causing major changes in their life according to your horoscope. But yes, Venus do impact when it is going for such a long duration in a transit. It will impact everybody differently, but will have an impact. Combust planet is basically a kind of a planet that wants to do, but because you can't see, for you it doesn't exist. Because right now when I'm seeing the camera, what is happening behind me, I can't see, my eyes cannot see. The field of vision is 178 degree. My eyes cannot see what is behind this. So whatever is behind me is not in my line of sight, and henceforth this is not available to me. My brain cannot render unless I tilt my face, shift my face and bring that into my vision. Which means a lot of people will fail in love, relationships. There will be a lot of relationship related issues, marriage related issues, especially if Venus is connected to your 7th house somehow or connected to your moon. This may create emotional gaps. This may create misunderstandings. This may create a situation where even marriages happening during this time can cause some issues if you do not rectify this. This means it calls for better understanding between partners, better understanding between two people, not letting yourself go into a complete isolation mode and not feeling isolated, having that, the relationship around you that will support you. Because when Venus takes away the energy, it is the time when you will feel that you are not having anything sufficient. In spite of having everything, you cannot relish or enjoy that. And in spite of everything that is available, it is virtually not available to you. Imagine a person who buys $1 million mansion, a multi-million dollar mansion, but hardly lives in that mansion. He does not even know what is in the mansion. That means it's a property, it's an asset that he cannot enjoy. Imagine somebody going for a vacation, but he ends up doing work. Where is the enjoyment? These kind of things happen at a very smaller level when Venus fails to produce any result. Now, who will be at fault, the planet or us? See, it will be us, because we will not be able to bring this planet into vision. This calls for proper understanding and also proper appreciation of efforts. See, in matters of relationship, small things matter. Small efforts will matter more than the bigger efforts. So you have to show small gestures towards your life partner, towards your relatives, towards your parents, and try to appreciate each other. Try to appreciate yourself. Try to love yourself. Otherwise, this will create a void, and with the kind of planetary position we are in currently, this can create lot of depressed mindsets in people, lot of anxiety, and maybe a sense of loneliness, broken relationship, broken hearts, and this can, make people more angry, more on the toes. Workaholic nature will increase in the society. Now, observe from where the combustion starts and where the combustion ends. The combustion starts from the sign of Leo and it ends in the sign of Scorpio. That means for the duration of transit from Leo, for entire Virgo, for entire Libra, and then in Scorpio, Venus remains combust. Now this is something important, because if you observe the position of Leo, Virgo, Libra and Scorpio, this is in and around your personal life. 5th house is your children, 6th house is your dispute, 7th house is marriage, 8th house is anything that has to do with investment, in-laws, sexual matters. All these things will come under direct impact of Venus combustion, which means there can be mistakes. You can misjudge something. Wrong information, wrong assessment, assumptions may lead to disasters. So try to avoid any assumption, and if you are in doubt, it is better to wait. Better late than sorry. Also, if you observe, Venus will be in Falguni Nakshatra. And while Venus is in Falguni Nakshatra, Venus is getting combust. Falguni Nakshatra is more associated with glamour, happiness, joy, and that vanishes. That means something is happening that is making you unhappy. Maybe you are too busy in your work that you cannot enjoy your life. Maybe the work-life balance is gone. Too much of tension, sometimes unnecessary tension. A combust Venus can also create lifestyle disorders. So correct your lifestyle and go in a holistic manner. And if you are married to a person who has a negative Venus, then you understand that it will be difficult to, for the time being, deal with the energies, and you must have patience. Marriages done during this time should be done in a way that you know where you are going, you know what you are doing, you know your partner very well. So that tomorrow, when Venus comes into the vision, it should not bring the truth, and now it is a surprise to you because that person has changed. Not that you cannot marry, obviously you can. But whenever Venus goes combust, ideally it is said that any auspicious event should be kind of avoided. We also know that in this time, Mars will be retrograde, Mercury is retrograde, Jupiter is retrograde, Saturn is retrograde. So apart from retrogression, now we have an addition of combustion. If you are a Taurus ascendant, if you are a Libra ascendant or moon sign, you will have greater impact of this combust planet. Now, when you see a combustion from Lagna and when you see the combustion from moon, which one should you prefer? When you see the combustion through Lagna, it means the actual results will not come. Maybe you are trying too hard, but the results are not coming, so it will ask for your patience. But when you are seeing combustion through moon sign, this means you are talking about love, you are talking about emotions, and maybe your emotional investment is not fetching you any result. So you will have to wait. You will have to have that amount of patience. A lot of people will also meet the love of their life because sometimes when a planet is working behind the back, behind your back and behind the scene, it works better. Especially, you have to understand that Venus is exalt in the sign of Pisces. It is actually the house which is farthest from your consciousness, first house. So it's actually working behind the scene, behind the back. So sometimes combustion of Venus can prove brilliant for a lot of people, especially creative people. So you need to tap to your subconscious mind. Whoever will tap more into the subconscious mind will see that the message will come from that side. And you will always have to have a tool to understand the message. So you may have to consult a third person, like a friend, like a mediator, an astrologer, a guide, a guru, a doctor, healer, somebody. So don't sit on the problem. Talk to people. Try to find a solution. Because see, Venus will be combust for everybody, right? But if a group of people try to come together, solution can be found. Venus is also the appreciation of your culture. This is the time when you focus on the lost art, lost culture, and try to bring that into vision. This is the time when the humanity comes together and work on a very collective manner. Now, there is one aspect to this. If you are born with Venus in the 8th house from the moon, remember this. If you are born with Venus in the 8th house from the moon, be very careful during this time in matters of relationship, investments. Don't buy any luxury. You may spend money and that money will not be worth. You might not enjoy. So be very careful. It is better to refrain from any emotional or material investment in this time and just wait for this time to pass. Also, whenever in transit, Venus will be 8th from the transit moon. That you have to track from my transit videos or from the Panchang. When Venus will be 8th from the transit moon, that day don't invest any money. That day try to avoid fighting with your loved ones. Try to avoid going into any kind of quarrel. Try to avoid going into self-reflection. No. That time just meditate, because 8th house is also the house that is hidden from vision. A combust planet 8th from the moon means it's absent from life. Suddenly that planet vanishes. It's like you're watching a cricket match or a football match in India, but that match is being played in London. There is no line of sight, so you need a satellite. There's a third party, an intermediary that relays the signal. So ideally London is not in the line of sight, but in your television you are watching it because it is being relayed by the tool. This is how you get over the combustion. But imagine the satellite is absent, and now what happens? The signal is lost. That is when moon will find Venus, which is combust, in the 8th house. Now let's understand the position of combustion of Venus with Rahu and Ketu. Ketu is in the sign of Libra. Libra is a zodiac sign of Venus. Rahu is in the nakshatra of Bharani. Bharani is the nakshatra of Venus. Rahu is in the zodiac sign of Aries, which is ruled by Mars, and Mars is in the zodiac sign of Taurus, which is the zodiac sign of Venus. Now you understand that not even a single planet is spared from the combustion of planet Shukra. This may be reflected in global arena, where the relationship between countries will drastically change and alter. The definition of friendship will also change. Today, if you are considering somebody as your friend, tomorrow he will become a stranger, and then vice versa. So these kind of fluctuation of energies may be heavy for some but very accommodating for others. So for those who will find these energies heavy, have patience. This is the time when you completely bow down to Ma Mahalakshmi and Bhagwan Narayan and chant Shri Suktam every day. Imagine somebody who is not in the vision. How will you find him? If somebody is lost, don't you call that name because you want to hear? You will not be able to see that person, but your voice can reach. Your message can reach. There can be a communication that can be established. So try to establish that communication. Any mantra chanting done for Shukra during this time will work wonderfully. People who have afflicted Venus should do a lot of Venus mantra, and this will improve their energies of Shukra. Also, Venus means humanitarian aid, so try to give any humanitarian support that you can give to anybody. Spread love. So the power of love and the message of love, your positive words will vibrate in people's mind. Remember, you are not alone in this. Every single entity in this world is experiencing a combust Venus. Now, usually Mercury gets combust 6 times a year. Venus also gets combust because these two planets are closer to the Sun. But Venus combustion is far more important because sometimes you become rude, sometimes you become arrogant, sometimes you become too self-centered during this time because according to you, nobody loves you. It may make you feel that everybody is your enemy. That is where Mars and Ketu in Venusian zodiacs will lose their power. So you might also feel helpless, especially when Venus will be in the zodiac sign of Scorpio. And during this time, there will be a phase from 24th of September when Venus will be in Virgo. When Venus is in Virgo, Venus is debilitated and combust. So sometimes you will see that few relations that might happen during this time, and I'm talking relation means any relation, that can turn out to be wrong, false, toxic. So the amount of uncertainty will also rise, and you may have this fear that you might fall into a wrong relation, there can be wrong emotional investment, and that can further add on to this emotion. Now you may feel that this is a very negative time and nobody is your friend, you're all alone. It's not like that. As I said, this is the planet not in vision. But isn't the planet in existence? Yes, the planet exists. You just need to call. Maybe this is the time when you will have to ask for things rather than you will get it automatically. So yes, people who feel privileged will now sense the lack of that privilegedness, and this might create a lot of unrest in your mind. Especially in countries where there is a fight between democracies and the government, the unrest might increase. Also, this is the time when you should, give the essentials to people in need. Fulfill their need and requirement, basic requirements. If you are fulfilled in your life, if you are rich, that means Venus is already good in your chart. So when you are helping somebody who is having a bad Venus in their chart, it's like you are communicating, you are taking the role of Venus. It's like when Venus is not visible in the sky, you are becoming the Venus for them, doing good things for them. Because Venus is the provider. When he is not there, you are the provider. It's like you are taking a very small fraction of the role of the planet and becoming that planet itself. I'm talking a very big thing here. But if I reduce it to a very humanly scale, this will give you immense blessings, and this can cut down the curse of Shukra also. If there is Venus related problem in your lineage, you can solve that too. You will have to put on a lot of efforts. Don't shy away from the efforts. Also, don't end up into unnecessary fighting, unnecessary quarrels. And yes, there might be confusion, then talk. Involve your loved ones. See if you can manage. If it is not manageable alone, take a help. Don't sit on problem. And you will see that actually love is everywhere. And you need to spread that message also. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is the message of this Venus combustion. Thank you for watching this video. Take this in a very positive and constructive manner. There is nothing to be afraid, nothing to be feared of. It is just an awareness message that I wanted to give in this video by making you aware what is happening with the planet and what can it bring for you. And when you are aware, you will be in a much better position to handle the situation of your life. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate your time. Put your comments in the comment section below. Your suggestions are most welcome. And please follow me on social media, and for consultations, please drop me an email. We'll meet in the next video. Keep subscribing, keep loving, keep connecting. Till then, namaste.